All right, so we have this equation, two-step, that we're going to solve using algebra. And our equation is 5 minus 4x equals 89. I'm going to start by separating the left side of the equation from the right by just drawing a line down there through the equal sign. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight the term that has the x in it. That will help me see what to get rid of to try to isolate x. So I'm going to highlight the whole term, and the term is negative 4x. Now we think of that as a minus sign, but we can also consider it negative 4x. So I'm just going to circle the whole thing, including the negative sign, because that is to the left of the number. That means it goes with the 4, not the 5. Now I can see I need to get rid of a 5. To get rid of a positive 5, I need to subtract 5 from both sides of my equation. And when you do that, separate it here, what you're doing with the minuses from the result you get. You have a 5, take away 5 is 0. And then you have what's left is minus 4x. The negative comes down with the x, belongs to the 4, doesn't go with the 5. And then 89, take away 5 is 84. So now I'm going to highlight my x so I can see what to get rid of next, and it would be the negative 4. So I'm going to get rid of my negative 4 by dividing by negative 4 on both sides of the equal sign. I want to divide by a negative to get rid of this negative. Negative divided by a negative is a positive. I want x to be positive there. So negative divided by a negative, and 4 divided by 4 is 1. So these cancel and you get 1x, which is just x. Now you might have to do some long division to divide by 4. Let's just ignore the negative for a minute. 4 goes into 8 twice. Bring down the 4. 4 goes into 4 once. So 4 goes into 84 21 times, and the answer is negative because a positive divided by a negative is a negative. So now we're going to substitute into the original equation to make sure we did it right. 5 take away 4, I'm going to replace x with negative 21 times negative 21. Does that give me 89? So now I'm going to do the math. I get 5 take away 4 times 21. Do a little work up here, is 84. 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8. And it's 4 times negative 21 is negative 84. And positive times a negative is a negative. Does that give you 89? And then we get 5 plus 84. Got a KAO, keep, add, opposite. That double negative becomes a positive 84. Does that equal 89? You get 84 plus 5 is 89, so it does. Now, some students may prefer, instead of doing what I did by highlighting this negative, your first step might be something a little different. You could KAO in this first step. When your x term is in the middle and it's negative, it might be easier just to rewrite it like this. It's equivalent to what you got, but we just rewrote it. Keep the 5, change this to addition, and take the opposite of 4x, which is negative 4x. And then that way, when you're doing your work the rest of the way through, you have that negative connected to it. And the same with here, when you're checking it, you might want to KAO right here. And then you'll see that this is a negative times a negative right in that first, after you KAO, and you'll go right to here. So if you prefer to KAO on a problem like this, where your x term is in the middle and it's being subtracted, that could be very helpful to keeping those signs straight.